Hi friends, welcome to Bytown by Bike. Today we're trying to squeeze in a quick, highly doable 1 hour-ish lunchtime ride. We'll start off at the Central Experimental Farm, make our way down the historic Rideau Canal towards downtown, and loop back via South Bank Street in the heart of Old Ottawa South. The Experimental Farm is a really uniquely Ottawa thing. Basically, it's a giant 427 hectare, that's like 1,000 acres I think, research farm smack dab in the middle of the city. It was founded in 1886 to support Canada's growing agricultural sector through research and innovation. There's also a really great museum. There's tons of animals, cool exhibits, that kind of thing. Great place to take the kids for sure. I also got to say it's a pretty amazing feeling to be riding in a giant farm in the middle of the city. It's super well connected to Ottawa's pathway network, so it's a really great place to kick off a ride. From the Experimental Farm, we'll briefly cut through the Dominion Arboretum to avoid a little bike lane affecting construction on Prince of Wales Drive and make our way to Dow's Lake and the historic Rideau Canal, one of Ottawa's most iconic cycling routes and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Side note, this section of Prince of Wales normally has a pretty sick little hill that you can peel down, but beware of pedestrians and other cyclists. These are mostly shared pathways after all. So Dow's Lake is basically this large man-made basin within the Rideau Canal system. It's a great spot for skating in the winter and canoeing or kayaking in the summer. The National Capital Commission actually even set up a swimming dock there for the first time this year. Personally, I'm not sure how I feel about swimming in this particular waterway, but let me know if you would jump in the comments. Okay, so passing under Bronson Avenue, we officially reach the majestic Rideau Canal. The Rideau Canal was opened in 1832. It was originally designed to be a military supply route after the War of 1812. Luckily, it never saw any battle. This is because until recently, we have mostly gotten along with our American friends to the south. Instead, it's now turned into one of Ottawa's, dare I say Canada's, most iconic playgrounds. Now, if it actually freezes, which has become an issue in recent years because of climate change, there is a 7.8 kilometer stretch of the downtown section of the canal that is transformed annually into the world's longest skating rink. Now, I know there's been a few jurisdictions around the world who've kind of challenged that statistic over the years, and all I can say is, let the haters hate. We got all the confidence we need. We're the OGs, and just, gosh darn it, get your own world record! So we just crossed over the Flora Footbridge, which was first opened to the public in 2019 to connect pedestrian traffic from the Glebe and Old Ottawa East. Before that, there was kind of a big, long crossing desert, you might say, between Bank Street all the way down to the Pretoria Bridge. Now, I'm filming this in early April, so, the water's still frozen and it's not quite as bustling as it normally would be in the wintertime or in the summertime. But honestly, all summer long, there's tons of boats and kayaks, people walking along, it's super crowded, it's a really good vibe. So from the canal, we're going to hop up to Bank Street and we're going to go through Old Ottawa South. This is kind of south of Lansdowne Park, if you know where that is, south of the Glebe. Some really great restaurants, cafes, music venues, good vibes. This section of Bank Street actually kind of has an old-timey, small town Main Street feel, I guess. So we're going to make our way down to Billings Bridge, which is that bridge we just crossed, and we're going to turn on to the Rideau River pathway, different from the Rideau Canal. So unlike the canal, this section of the pathway has kind of a bit less of a man-made feel, and that's because it isn't man-made. It's a real river that looks like a natural body of water. Subscribe for more interesting science facts. Now, the Rideau River pathway is actually pretty long. It goes all the way down to the Ottawa River in the northeast end of the city, down past Vanier, into Hogsback Falls and Moody's Bay in the south. Now, this section of the pathway, we cross into the river itself. This was not pleasant. The worst part, I was warned about this by a cyclist up the way. And I was like, nah, man, it's cool. It's just a puddle. It wasn't. It was freezing. It was awful. It was a full-on flood, and my feet were definitely numb for the rest of my ride home. Tip, always heed the warnings of your fellow cyclists. So on this section of the pathway, we're heading down towards Carleton University. So there's a bit of a cross section here. You can stay left and head on up to Vincent Massey Park, which is a really beautiful little ride, but it is uphill, so just be aware of that. Instead, for my purposes, where I'm heading back towards my home, I'm going to be crossing over into the Carleton University campus, and we're going to be riding through here to make our way back towards the Rideau Canal pathway on the Colonel By side. Again, to avoid confusion, that's the Rideau Canal pathway, not the Rideau River pathway that we were just on. So we are heading south now down towards the Hogsback Locks and Hogsback Falls. Here they are. This is a really cool thing about the Rideau Canal, is all this lock system, right? It's really beautiful. They have these great little lock houses, and during the summertime, there's people who are there running those cranks and operating these to let boats through. It's a pretty cool thing to just be riding along. It kind of forces you to take a break and just look at a boat kind of moving through. Anyways, that concludes today's ride. If you like what you saw, or if you found this interesting at all, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing with a friend, all that stuff. We'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks.